Well, hello, hello, Coach Kevin here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to go ahead now and get started. First thing I want to do is go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And if you're here with us for the very first time, a couple things I want to share with you that will be relevant for you today and going forward. First thing I want to share with you is we have a Facebook group that actually coincides with our meetup group, has the same name. I want to be really rich and I do not apologize for it. You can come find it by going into your own Facebook account and going into search Facebook and start typing in, I want to be really rich and I do not apologize for it. And you'll find us that way. The other way you can find us is go directly into the top and just type in facebook.com/groups/, I want to be really rich. So the two ways you can find us, you can search us through your account and type in, I want to be really rich and I do not apologize for it. Or you can go into the very top and type in facebook.com/groups/, I want to be really rich. So why would you want to join the Facebook group? A few different reasons. Reason number one, if we have any special announcements, we'll usually have it pinned at the top. The other thing that we like to do, as you can see, well, there was Christmas. We did have our group meeting on Christmas, and we had it the day before. Anyhow, I do the best I can to remember to record these meetings, and as long as I do that, we go ahead and get them posted here into the Facebook group for two reasons. Reason number one, you might have missed one and you want to come in and review whatever it was that you missed, or maybe we're in the middle of studying certain material and we've done it for a few days and you want to use these to get caught up. The other reason to do it is because you may hear something today potentially, or in some other Zoom meeting that we have, you may hear something or learn something and you just want to go ahead and review it. So this is the way that you can do that. And this is another way for us to interact with each other outside of the 45 minutes or so we have together Monday through Friday. All right, next thing I'd like to share with you is we actually are in the middle of studying something. We've been doing it now for several days. We've been taking apart a book and studying a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It was written by Joseph Murphy. I have a Kindle copy of it. I think I have a paperback copy somewhere. I've read it probably 3 or 4 times in my lifetime, but it's been several years since I've read it. But after we finished the previous thing we were studying, which was Hidden Treasures, which was teaching us the laws of the universe, it seemed very appropriate to then go into how our subconscious mind works. Because the truth of the matter is, if we don't understand the laws of the universe in relationship to receiving more money and wealth into our lives, it's not going to happen. The other thing is if our subconscious mind is programmed against what it is that we want, if we want something, but it's not actually happening to us, it's not appearing in our life, it's not manifesting no matter what it is that we do, then we know there's absolutely a program that's in our subconscious mind that is in opposition to what we want. So if we don't change that programming, there again, we aren't going to get what we want. See, a lot of people say, oh, law of attraction, right, doesn't work, or it does work, or it used to work, right? Law of attraction always works. It always works. What may not be working for us is our understanding of it, how it interrelates with the other laws. Law of attraction is actually a subsidiary law of the law of vibration. And then there's 6 additional laws that if you want to add more money and wealth into your life, that you should know, understand, and cooperate with and obey. And then again, our subconscious programming. If our subconscious programming and belief system is off, it's going to sabotage us when we're trying to manifest what we want in our life. So there's several things that are working for us or against us. And that's the cool thing about this, by the way. Once it all works for us, everything gets easy. The reason things seem so difficult is you've got one or more of these things working against you. But once you clear those up, you get them working for you. And again, things do get much easier. A matter of fact, you'll hear words like ease, effortless, and words that describe a flow. Whenever you look at a professional athlete and they are at the very top of their game, doing the very best that they can, a lot of times they'll tell you that they're in the flow. What does that mean? they're performing at a subconscious level. Okay. The things that they're doing, they don't even fully understand. Their mind has taken over their body, and they're now performing at a level that's even above and beyond their very best. So, all right. Why did I bring up this page? Well, I typed in the Power of Your Subconscious Mind PDF, and after the ads, the first thing that came up organically, at least for me, was this right here. I know it seems like a funny place to find a book, but I've seen several copies on here and I like this one. So it's the one I went ahead and downloaded. So it's going to start out saying logocenter.org downloads the power of your, and that's about how you're seeing it. It's going to say the power of your subconscious mind, the Logos Center. Go ahead and click that, because what'll happen when you do is this is what's going to pop up. Now, it's actually going to show the cover of the book, okay, the beginning of the book when it pops up, not this specific page. We're currently on page 71. But the cool thing about it is when you go and you click on that, they don't even ask for a name or email or anything to give you access. It just pops up. And then you can go ahead and go download your own copy and save it to your computer, phone, or whatever device you're using, okay? But I wanted to share with you what we're doing. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start reading. I'm going to keep my screen on screen share. That way you can follow along. The other way, of course, to follow along is download your own copy. We're at page 71 if you want to do that. Or if you want to do it later, just follow with us on the screen right now. And then when we're done, go download a copy, okay? And get it for yourself. But I'm going to be doing some reading and taking this apart maybe a little bit, adding some commentary where I feel it's appropriate and helpful. And that's what we're going to start doing, okay? Then what we're going to do is typically we like to leave somewhere around 10 or 15 minutes towards the end. And that is for everybody to share whatever it is that they like. That's your opportunity to share your thoughts. That's your opportunity to share your ahas. That's your opportunity to share your experience utilizing the law of attraction and manifesting more money and wealth in your life. That's the opportunity to share, what you're getting out of what we're going through. Also, what it tends to get used the very most for, which is totally fine, is that's where people ask questions. So I'm not going to be paying attention to chat as we go through. Matter of fact, I'm not going to pay attention to chat at all. What I'm going to do is open it up again towards the end, last 10, 15 minutes or so, and leave that available for you guys to ask your questions or share your comments. And then that will be the time to go ahead and ask whatever it is you want to ask. Yeah, I'm going to take a sip of water here and we're going to get rolling with this. Excuse me, the tendency of the subconscious is life word. Over 90% of your mental life is subconscious. If you fail to make use of this marvelous power, you condemn yourself to live within very narrow limits. Your subconscious processes are always life word and constructive. Your subconscious is the builder of your body and maintains all its vital functions. It is on the job 24 hours a day and never sleeps. It is always trying to help and preserve you from harm. Your subconscious mind is in touch with the infinite life and boundless wisdom, and its impulses and ideas are always life word. The great aspirations, inspirations, and visions for a grander and nobler life spring from the subconscious. Your profoundest convictions are those you cannot argue about rationally because they do not come from your conscious mind. They come from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious speaks to you in intuitions, impulses, hunches, intimations, urges, and ideas. It is always telling you to rise, transcend, grow, advance, adventure, and move forward to greater heights. The urge to love, to save the lives of others, comes from the depths of your subconscious. For example, during the great San Francisco earthquake and fire of April 18, 1906, invalids and handicapped people who had been confined to bed for long periods of time rose up and performed amazing feats of bravery and endurance. The intense desire welled up within them to save others at all cost, and their subconscious responded accordingly. Great artists and musicians, or great artists, musicians, poets, speakers, and writers tune in with their subconscious powers and become animated and inspired. Wrote, it says Robin, but it's Robert Louis Stevenson. Some errors here in the writing, but anyhow, and in the grammar. Before he went to sleep, used to charge his subconscious with the task of evolving stories for him while he slept. He was accustomed to ask his subconscious to give him a good, marketable thriller whenever his bank account was low. Stevenson said the intelligence of his deeper mind gave him the story piece by piece, like a serial. This shows how your subconscious will speak lofty and wise sayings through you that your conscious mind knows nothing about. Mark Twain confided to the world on many occasions that he never worked in his life. All his humor and all his great writings were the result of his ability to tap the inexhaustible reservoir of his subconscious mind. How the body portrays the workings of the mind. The interaction of your conscious and subconscious mind requires a similar interaction between the corresponding systems of nerves. The cerebrospinal or voluntary system is the organ of the conscious mind. The autonomic system is the organ of the subconscious mind. The voluntary nervous system is the channel through which you receive conscious perception by means of your physical senses and exercise voluntary control over the movement of your body. This system has its control center in the cerebral cortex of the brain. The autonomic nervous system, sometimes referred to as the involuntary nervous system, has its centers of activity in other parts of the brain, including the cerebellum, the brainstem, and the amygdala. These organs have their own connections to the major systems of the body and support their vital functions when conscious awareness is absent. The two systems may work separately or synchronously. For example, when a perception of danger arrives at the switching center in the cerebellum, messages are sent both to the conscious cortex and to the subconscious amygdala. The person's defensive abilities may start to respond to the danger even before the danger is consciously noticed and evaluated. A simple way of looking at the mental and physical interaction is to realize that your conscious mind grasps an idea that is parallel to a corresponding series of electrical impulses in your voluntary system of nerves. This in turn causes a similar current to be generated in your involuntary system of nerves, thus handing the idea over to your subconscious mind, which is the creative medium. This is how your thoughts become things. Every thought entertained by your conscious mind and accepted as true is sent to your cortex, to the other organs of the brain that support your subconscious mind, to be made into your flesh and to be brought forth in your world as reality. There is an intelligence that takes care of the body. When you study the cellular system and structure of the organs, such as eyes, ears, heart, liver, bladder, and so on, you discover that they consist of groups of cells that form a group intelligence that allows them to function together. They're able to take orders and carry them out in deductive function at the suggestion of the master mind, conscious mind. A careful study of the single-celled organism shows you what goes on in your complex body. Though the monocellular organism has no organs, it still gives evidence of mind action and reaction performing the basic functions of movement, alimentation, assimilation, and elimination. Many say there is an intelligence that will take care of your body if you let it alone. This is true in a sense. The difficulty is that the conscious mind always interferes with its sensory evidence based on outer appearances. These lead to the sway of false beliefs, fears, and mere opinion. When fears, false beliefs, and negative patterns are made to register in your subconscious mind through psychological emotional conditioning, there is no other course open to the subconscious mind except to act on the blueprint specifications offered it. The subconscious mind works continually for the common good. The subjective self within you works continuously for the general good, reflecting an innate principle of harmony behind all things. Your subconscious mind has its own will, and it is very real in itself. It functions night and day, whether you will it or not. It is the builder of your body, but you cannot see, hear, or feel it building. All this is a silent process. Your subconscious has a life of its own that is always moving toward harmony, health, and peace. This is the divine norm within it, seeking expression through you at all times. How humans interfere with the innate principle of harmony. To think correctly, scientifically, we must know the truth. As the ancient saying puts it, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. To know the truth is to be in harmony with the infinite intelligence and power of your subconscious mind, which is always moving lifeward. Every thought or action that is not harmonious, whether through ignorance or design, will result in discord and limitation of all kinds. Scientists inform us that you build a new body every 11 months. So from a physical standpoint, you are really only 11 months old. If you build defects back into your body by thoughts of fear, anger, jealousy, and ill will, you have no one to blame but yourself. You are the sum total of your own thoughts. You can keep from entertaining negative thought and imagery. The way to get rid of darkness is with light. The way to overcome cold is with heat. The way to overcome the negative thought is to substitute the good thought. From the good and the bad will vanish. Why it's normal to be healthy, vital, and strong, abnormal to be sick. The average child is born into the world is perfectly healthy, with all its organs functioning perfectly. This is the normal state, and we should remain healthy, vital, and strong. The instinct of self-preservation is the strongest instinct of your nature, and it constitutes a most potent, ever-present, and constantly operative truth inherent in your nature. All your thoughts, ideas, and beliefs must operate with greater potentiality when they are in harmony with the innate life principle in you, which is forever seeking to preserve and protect you along all lines. It follows from this that normal conditions can be restored with greater ease and certainty than abnormal conditions can be induced. It is abnormal to be sick. The condition of sickness simply means you are going against the stream of life and thinking negatively. The law of life is the law of growth. All nature testifies to the operation of this law by silently, constantly expressing itself in growth. Where there is growth and expression, there must be life. Where there is life, there must be harmony. And where there is harmony, there is perfect health. If your thought is in harmony with the creative principle of your subconscious mind, you are in tune with the innate principle of harmony. If you entertain thoughts that are not in accordance with the principle of harmony, these thoughts cling to you, harass you, worry you, and finally bring about disease and, if persisted in, possibly death. In the healing of disease, you must increase the inflow and distribution of the vital forces of your subconscious mind throughout your system. This can be done by eliminating thoughts of fear, worry, anxiety, jealousy, hatred, and every other destructive thought. These tend to tear down and destroy your nerves and glands, body tissue that controls the elimination of all waste material and keeps the organism in a state of purity. Pott's disease cured. Pott's disease, or tuberculosis of the spine, used to be a terrible scourge of children. One child who contracted it was named Frederick Elias Andrews of Indianapolis, Indiana. The disease made him a twisted cripple who could not walk and had to go about on his hands and knees. His physician pronounced him incurable. Andrews refused to accept that verdict. He began to pray. He created his own affirmation, repeating it over and over many times a day, and mentally absorbing the qualities he needed. I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. You repeat that. He said, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. He made this prayer the last utterance on his lips at night and the first thing in the morning. He prayed for others as well, sending out thoughts of love and health. This attitude of mind and way of prayer returned to him multiplied many times. His faith and perseverance paid off with big dividends. When thoughts of fear, anger, jealousy, or envy drew his attention, he would immediately start his counteracting force of affirmation going in his mind. His subconscious mind responded according to the nature of his habitual thinking. He became strong, straight, well-formed man. This is the meaning of the statement in the Bible, go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. How faith in your subconscious powers makes you whole. A young man who came to my lectures on the healing power of the subconscious mind had severe eye trouble. His ophthalmologist told him he would have to have a delicate, risky operation. After learning about the scientific basis of prayer, the young man said to himself, my subconscious made my eyes, and it can heal me. Each night as he went to sleep, he entered into a drowsy, meditative state, the condition akin to sleep. His attention was immobilized and focused on the eye doctor. He imagined the doctor was in front of him, and he plainly heard or imagined he heard the doctor saying to him, a miracle has happened. He heard this over and over again every night for 5 minutes or so before going to sleep. 3 weeks later, he had another appointment with the ophthalmologist who had examined his eyes. The physician examined him again, and they exclaimed, this is a miracle. What had happened? The man impressed his subconscious mind, using the eye doctor as an instrument or means of convincing it and conveying the idea. Through repetition, faith, and expectancy, he impregnated his subconscious mind. His subconscious mind had made his eye. It held within it the perfect pattern or blueprint of the eye's normal, healthy structure. Once impregnated with the idea of restoring the eye to its healthy state, it immediately proceeded to heal the eye. This is another example of how faith in the healing power of your subconscious can make you whole. Points to review. Your subconscious is the builder of your body and is on the job 24 hours a day. You interfere with its life-giving pattern by negative thinking. Charge your subconscious with the task of evolving an answer to any problem prior to sleep, and it will answer you. Watch your thoughts. Every thought accepted as true is sent by your conscious cortex to your subconscious brain structures and is brought into your world as reality. Know that you can remake yourself by giving a new blueprint to your subconscious mind. The tendency of your subconscious is always lifeward. Your job is with your subconscious mind, or is with, the tendency of your subconscious is always lifeward. Your job is with your conscious mind. Feed your subconscious mind with premises that are true. Your subconscious is always reproducing according to your habitual mental patterns. You build a new body every 11 months. Change your body by changing your thoughts and keep them changed. It is normal to be healthy. It is abnormal to be ill. There is within the innate principle of harmony. Thoughts of jealousy, fear, worry, and anxiety tear down and destroy your nerves and glands, bringing about mental and physical diseases of all kinds. What you affirm consciously and feel is true will be made manifest in your mind, body, and affairs. Affirm the good and enter into the joy of living. Let's see here. How to get the results you want. Not all prayers are answered. Everyone knows that. Skeptics see this as evidence that prayer does not work. What they overlook is that for prayer to work, it must be used effectively, with a clear understanding of its scientific basis. Only then can we know why a particular prayer was not effective and arrive at a practical method to make it more effective. What if you find your prayers are not answered as you would like? What then? You must understand the principal reasons for such a failure. These are lack of confidence and too much effort. Let me repeat that. These are lack of confidence and too much effort. Let me repeat this again. These are lack of confidence and too much effort. Many people block answers to their prayers by failing to fully comprehend the workings of their subconscious mind. When you know how your mind functions, you gain a measure of confidence. You must remember that whenever your subconscious mind accepts an idea, it immediately begins to execute it. It uses all its mighty resources to that end. It mobilizes all the mental and spiritual laws of your deeper mind. This law is true for good ideas, but it holds true for bad ideas as well. Consequently, if you use your subconscious mind negatively, it brings trouble, failure, and confusion. When you use it constructively, it brings guidance, freedom, and peace of mind. The right answer is inevitable when your thoughts are positive, constructive, and loving. From this, it is obvious that the only thing you have to do in order to overcome failure is to get your subconscious to accept your idea or request. Feel its reality now, and the law of your mind will do the rest. We repeat that. Feel its reality now, and the law of your mind will do the rest. Turn over your request with faith and confidence, and your subconscious will take over and answer for you. Anytime you try to force your subconscious mind to do something for you, you will fail. The results you want will become more distant instead of closer. Let me repeat that one for all of us that love to try and force things to happen. Anytime you try to force your subconscious mind to do something for you, you will fail. The results you want will become more distant instead of closer. Your subconscious mind does not respond to mental coercion. It responds to your faith or conscious mind acceptance. Your failure to get results may also be a consequence of mentally making some statements as, things are getting worse, I will never get an answer, I see no way out, it is hopeless, I don't know what to do, I'm all mixed up. When you use such statements, you get no response or cooperation from your subconscious mind. Like a soldier marking time, you go neither forward nor backward. In other words, you don't get anywhere. Imagine that you got into a taxi and gave the driver half a dozen different directions. He would become hopelessly confused. He might refuse to take you anywhere. Even if he tried to follow your instructions, chances are he would not be able to. Where you end up is anybody's guess. It is the same when working with the enormous power of your subconscious mind. You must have a clear-cut idea in your mind. You must arrive at the definite decision that there is a way out, a solution to the vexing problem in sickness. Only the infinite intelligence within your subconscious knows the answer. When you come to that clear-cut conclusion in your mind is then made up, and according to your belief, it is done unto you. Let me repeat that. When you come to that clear-cut conclusion in your mind is then made up, and according to your belief, it is done unto you. Easy does it. A homeowner whose furnace broke down during a bitter cold snap called a repairman. The repairman came at once. Within half an hour, the furnace was working again. The repairman then gave the homeowner a bill for $30. What? The outraged homeowner exclaimed. It took you no time at all. All you did was replace one small part. How can you have the nerve to charge me $30 for a little gizmo that can't be worth more than $5? The repairman shrugged. I charged you only $2 for the broken part, he said. That's what I had to pay for it. The homeowner then waved the bill in his face. $2, he yelled. It says $30. That's right, the repairman said. The other 28 is for knowing what was wrong and how to fix it. Think about that one. Your subconscious mind is the master mechanic, the all-wise one. It knows the ways and means of healing any organ of your body. Decree health and your subconscious mind will establish it. But relaxation is the key. Easy does it. Do not let yourself get bogged down in thinking about details and means. Know what the end result will be. Get the feel of the happy solution to your problem, whether it is health, finances, or personal relationships. Remember how you felt after you recovered from a serious illness? Bear in mind that your feeling is the touchstone of all subconscious demonstration. Your new idea must be felt subjectively in a finished state, felt not as something that may come to pass in the future, but as something that is actually coming to pass at this moment. Enlisting, let's see, we're going to stop there. We're going to stop at use imagination, not willpower. You guys definitely want to be here tomorrow for this, I promise. Big difference in how it works. All right. Hey, looks like several more people joined us since we got started. Welcome. Good to have you here with us today. And if it's your first time with us, you're welcome also. Okay, so here's what we're going to do at this point. This is your time to share. So you're able to share your experiences. For instance, if you've had some successes, manifesting things that you want in your life, utilizing the law of attraction, particularly manifestations of money and wealth. If you want to share those, that would be terrific. You could share whatever it is that maybe you've learned today as we went through what we went through in our study and how it's going to impact you going forward, or maybe some ahas that you had. The other thing that you can do, if you like, is you can go ahead and ask questions related to the material that we just went over, and or anything related to manifesting more money and wealth in your life. So here's your opportunity to do that. Please don't be shy. Let's use the time productively. And what you do is you just come off mute and you start sharing or asking your question, and we'll take you in the order that you do that. Here you go. The time's yours.
Hi, Kevin. This is Tanya.
We got Tanya and who else?
Francine.
Okay, we'll take Tanya, then Francine. Go for it.
Hey, Kevin, how are you doing?
Good.
That's good. I have a question about what you just read. It says to do not force your subconscious mind. And that is something that I'm having trouble grasping. How do you force your subconscious mind? Because I have these feelings, I have this feeling, and I've had it for a while, that something big and great is about to happen to me. And it's an exciting feeling, and it just stays with me. But then I keep hearing, okay, am I forcing it? How do I know what I'm forcing? What do you not force? So I'm confused on that. How do you?
Not as tough as you think to figure it out. Okay. What we have every one of us has emotions. Okay. And what our emotions are is feedback to what we're thinking. It really is that simple. Okay. So if what we're thinking, if we feel good right now emotionally, if the emotions that we are coming up for us feel good, then whatever it is that we're thinking is in alignment with what it is that we really want. If we feel bad, then whatever it is that we're thinking is not in alignment with what we really want. So it sounds to me like you're doing a good job, to be honest. You're just concerned because you read something that you probably don't need to be concerned about. The only reason you'd be concerned is if you feel like that visualization and meditation and things like that, if you feel like you're trying to force yourself to do it, or if you're trying to speed up God to do something faster for you, then he is wanting, say wanting, but there's the gestation period, which we talked about in the previous material we were studying, right? In
Right.
in Hidden Treasures. I think you're with us since then. So it sounds to me like you're fine. And the one thing that might be different is sometimes we have certain deadlines that we're trying to meet. So we're trying to manifest things by a particular deadline that we think,
Oh,
has to happen. Um,
oh.
but so what is it that you've been feeling good about? And is it
That's just that's just it. I don't know. I just have this feeling that something great is about to happen.
okay?
And then I will my mind will automatically go to the home that I want built in my trucking company.
Okay.
It will just start flashing those things. And I
Terrific.
just get this sense of overjoyment. So
Well, then look forward to something really cool happening. And you're probably going to receive the inspiration, intuition, revelation you need pretty soon here in order to be told what you need to go do to receive it.
okay. I think I just figured it out because I put a timeline on it.
Okay.
It was like, okay, I'm gonna have this by this certain time, and I'm gonna have that by that certain time. So I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Francine.
Um, well, hi Kevin.
Hi.
I just want to say that it's so true. I've tested it through the years, and without really knowing what I was doing, it was very successful each time. Is whenever I'm going to do a specific sport, whatever it may be, I visualize that I'm going to be doing it really well, and it happens every time that, yes, I do it well. I do it better than if I didn't visualize it before. So I didn't realize that that was me communicating to my subconscious and letting my subconscious act upon. So you do things without really noticing what you're really doing. Basically, you're impressing upon your subconscious without, until you read that part today. I didn't really realize that, oh my gosh, that's what I've been doing. And why don't I do it for other things now? So
Absolutely. And
it's
so
been,
we have our big thing that we want out there, right? I talk about one thing at a time is best, no more than a couple. But that doesn't mean that throughout our day, like let's see somebody today receives a phone call that says, hey, we would like you to come attend or do whatever this thing might be. You can go ahead and visualize that all turning out really well before you show up, just like you said. You don't have to spend 3 days prepping yourself necessarily to be there if you just found out that you're going, right? If you've got time, that's great. But sometimes we can create our day as the day unfolds. We could start in the morning and make up our mind what the day is going to be like, or we can make up our mind the night before. But a lot of us are trying to deal with it as it's coming at us, and that's where we're not utilizing the real power that we have within us to make sure that how things roll for us is the way this is in alignment with what we really want. So good that you figured that out.
and now I need to apply it to everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And don't stress it, because there are a lot of things going on in life, but choose things that are important to you and go do what you just said with those things.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else with any comments or questions? So everybody knows everything already and has everything they could possibly want in life.
Hi, Kevin. It's Takira. I have a question.
Okay.
Um, I was wanting to become a millionaire,
Hmm.
well, really a billionaire.
Okay.
And I was watching Dave Ramsey. I don't know if it's worthy or not, but they say over the stretch of 28 years or so, you can be wealthy. But I'm like, I remember you and I spoke, and I'm like, Kevin says, why wait 30 years? Why do I have to wait 28 years to be a millionaire? How do I embody that now to attract it sooner than over the span of 28 years?
Well, first of all, decide that 28 years isn't okay.
So
You first have to decide that 28 years just isn't okay with you.
it's not okay. Okay.
Um, the other thing is look for evidence that people have done it faster,
Mm-hmm.
and not for the evidence that you're going to follow their path specifically all the time. Like, oh, they became this, so that's what I'm going to do, or they did this, so that's what I'm going to do. Just know that there are
Mm-hmm.
people out there in all professions, in all kinds of businesses, that become millionaires in shorter periods of time than 28 years, like much shorter time than 28 years. And by the way, Dave Ramsey, so my Robert Kiyosaki training goes
Mm-hmm.
along with this. Different financial gurus out there are designed for different people.
Mm, mm,
You know, you got Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey that are
mhm.
basically designed for the average person who got themselves into a bunch of debt and they're trying to figure their life out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm not saying you should or should not follow their advice. If you feel led and guided by spirit and intuition, then fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get to really know Dave Ramsey and what he does with his money, he invests in things that he tells people not to do. So,
Wow.
and he's rich that way. Okay.
Okay.
So he's giving advice for somebody who wants to be middle class.
Oh no.
Well, that's his advice. So if you understand that that's his audience
Right.
and you want something different than that, then quit listening to him.
Awesome. Awesome. And how do I apply what we talk about for this besides looking at people that have already achieved it? Do I need to do something? Like, do I need to go test drive something or go in the house and act that way now? I don't know how to
Well,
make it happen.
I think you can answer your own question. What do you think?
I think go into the house, my dream home, and pretend that it's mine. I think I should test drive the expensive car, look at yachts and boats that I would like to buy, or properties. I don't know. That's just what comes out to my mind
Yeah, then you should probably do that.
through those things, right?
Yeah. The other thing that you can do is you can go to a website or a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
There's several of them like this out there, but I like this one. It's
Uh-huh.
VYBO.
BYBO, okay.
VYBO. And basically they put together probably, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 videos that are with sayings and words, but basically it's lifestyle videos.
Mhm.
They give you the chance to see how the rich live.
Okay, I will be watching that shortly.
Yeah, you'll probably get sucked in for a while, but what you want to tell yourself as you're watching this is what's normal. My current life isn't. This is what's normal.
This is what's normal.
And quit listening to Dave Ramsey.
Oh, hey, yeah, he was.
If you want to be rich, quit listening to
I
Dave Ramsey.
really want to be rich and not apologize for it.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, by the way.
Thank you. You too. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Well, I can let you guys go if you want me to.
Oh, you know what? I might as well ask another question or tell you some good news rather, Kevin. It's Takira again. I did what you said as far as like what Lillian was going through.
They're talking about me, B.
Stressed over it, and I got a call from my attorney about a case that was pending, and they're mailing me a check. I won't say the amount, but it's a lot of zeros.
That's cool.
Emergency fund, like I'm already have fear with this amount that I've really made.
So you're not really coming over. You're breaking up almost everything you said. You could take.
Oh, I'm sorry, 'cause I'm driving.
You could take your picture off, but
Mhm.
keep the sound on. That might help. You know, if you turn the
Okay.
video part off, it'll give you more. There you go. If you don't mind,
Okay.
I know I'm asking, but go back to the beginning of what you were saying, please.
Oh, sure. I had a pending lawsuit for almost 3 years now, and ever since speaking with you, I don't know, it might have helped them call me up and say, we got a settlement offer. I didn't care for the amount. They actually negotiated and went up a couple thousand more, and they are sending me a check with a lot of zeros, but it's not what I really, really wanted, but it is a substantial amount.
Uh-huh.
However, they said in about a month it should take. I just want it now. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't want to wait.
That's your personality already to care. If I've learned nothing else talking to you almost each day, that is of course you do. Okay, we all do. What you have to do is learn to be calm about everything. Now, let me ask you a question, okay?
Mhm.
I know you want a lot of things, and I'm not against that at all. Trust me, okay? Your life right now, from just a regular everyday standpoint, are bills pretty much paid on time?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and is there income supporting you to live on a daily, weekly, monthly basis?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I tell you. Chill out.
Okay, you told me that Friday. Okay.
Okay. Chill out and have some fun.
Okay.
And no, seriously, because here's the other thing too. When we're trying to rush stuff, we get into that competitive mode. We do the thing that they read in the book where we're trying to coerce God. We're doing all these. We're trying to put forth effort, and we've been taught. We've been taught by the world to hustle. So you're not a lazy person, okay? So which is great. However, it's also working in detriment to what you're trying to do because you're so used to that program that says, I got to do something. I don't got to work my butt off. I got to grind it. I got to go after it. You are going to do very little when it comes to it. You're going to decide what you want, and the effort that we're avoiding here is actually the thinking of it and the feeling of it, because it's not what the world says will bring us what we want. There's got to be some action. You can't just sit in the lotus position and stuff shows up. That's true. That's why I always preface with, you will receive the inspiration, revelation, intuition to go receive what you want, and you just need to follow that. And when it feels comfortable, you follow it and feels good. When it tells you to do something and it feels uncomfortable, you still have to go do it. It feels uncomfortable because you just haven't done it before. And so we're going through what we refer to sometimes as a terror barrier. And right now, what you need to know is we are all unlimited in the sense of our life and how long we're going to be around. The reason we put all these deadlines and dates and everything out there is because we think that we're supposed to have done or accomplished or received or whatever by a certain point in our life, and it hasn't happened yet. You got to remember, this life, as important as it might seem, is a drop in the bucket for how long you're going to actually live. And there's going to come a point where we're going to leave this body and leave this planet, probably. And what's important to us right now won't be as important to us later on. What's important right now is we learn while we're here how to co-create the way with God and the universe what it is that we want, so that eventually, maybe 10,000 or 100,000 years from now, we're the ones in the situation that God is in, guiding and directing his children to build what they want. So think of yourself as you're preparing to be way more, and that whether you get the Ferrari, whatever, I know you like nice cars, but whether you can, I don't know which one you want, but whether you get
Mercedes SUV SLA,
okay,
all black.
got it. So whether you get that in a week, a month, or a year from now, as long as you're making progress, which, by the way, that is probably why you got the phone call. Yeah, it is because you're here. I mean, you weren't really thinking about it. You let something go, and you were feeling good and doing other things that you're enjoying. So now you left it open. Finally, it only took 3 years because you probably were pushing it for 2.5 to
Yes.
quit pushing. Stuff will come faster.
Okay. Quit pushing. Stuff will come faster. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. Pull over before you do. I saw you were driving. So, okay.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions or comments? I think Lillian was trying to comment before. Maybe.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Kira. And I was just going to say my advice would be to invest the money, especially since she's trying to be a billionaire, sorry. But that was it.
Lillian, now, I love your comment. I saw it, but I'm like, invest, is that 401k or growth mutual stock funds?
It's none of that.
None of that. You see, I don't know nothing about this rich lifestyle.
Well, if you want to be rich, that's not what you're going to do. If you want to be middle class, and if you eventually want at the end of your life to reach retirement at 65 to 75, then yeah, go do that.
No, I want to be rich now, but I do want to see it grow. I don't want to just waste all of this money or spend
Sure.
it on myself.
Sure. Yeah, no, and you won't, but ask God what to do with it.
Ask God what to do with it. Okay.
Hire Kevin to coach you to earn 7 figures.
Oh, yes, I was thinking that because you're on my top 300 from Steve Harvey list, and I think number 44 is like one-on-one with Kevin.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
number 44.
Coach Kevin, at least you made the list. That's a great thing.
I think I might be using you, Kevin. I might be putting it to you too. Yeah, we'll talk when the check comes, because
okay.
faster then.
Oh, that's funny. But it's true. The other thing we read about today too, right, was the person that, of course, that book was written a long time ago. $30 to fix my thing. Bah. Well, the reason I get paid what I get paid is people get the results.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understand this. I help people make more money than doctors make.
Okay.
All right. And doctors spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on their education.
Right.
I'm nothing compared to that. But I'll help you make way more money than 90% of the doctors on the planet make. So.
Wow. And what's your secret sauce? Like, how do you do that?
Well, I get to know you, and I know how to help you reprogram yourself, and we get interaction with each other long enough on a weekly basis.
Okay.
And that's the result. It's happened for everybody I've worked with. You'll either, within 12 to 24 months, you'll either 3 times to 10x your income, whatever that happens to be, and it continues on in perpetuity. So it's not like you do it one time, it goes away.
Wow.
So if your income, I'm making up a number, if your income right now is $30,000 somewhere, but your income will probably be $90,000 to $300,000 over the next year or so.
And this is without having to go to somebody's job.
If you don't want to work a job, most of the people that I have coached, if they have a job, they usually don't need a job later on if they don't want it. But if they have a business or don't have a business, then they usually have one before we're done. And that's the business that's earning them the money. And again, The difference is it is a little bit like going to school. And what do I
Mhm.
mean by that? Well, you don't go to school to become a doctor and then you work for 1 year as a doctor and you never
Right.
get paid again. I mean, yes, there are people on the planet that said, oh, shoot, I just spent the last 10 years becoming a surgeon. I realize now I don't like it. Well, that's whatever it is that I end up helping somebody do, you're going to actually like what you're doing also.
Now, can you send me the information on how to like go forward with this?
Well, just we'll have a conversation when you're ready and I'll go.
Okay,
through
and we'll
details.
just go from there.
Because
I know.
it's different for everybody because everybody has different goals.
Okay.
I'm not if I don't give a blanket like, okay, this is everybody. I've taken everybody through some similar things, but everybody also has their own path of getting there because you've lived a different life than everybody else have ever coached and vice versa.
Right.
So that's the difference. Like if Tiger Woods is being coached one-on-one and that same coach coaches other golfers, there's going to be some things that he tells all the golfers that'll be in common, but each of those golfers are going to have a different way of getting better. And if that coach is good at what they're doing, they can take any golfer and make them better.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, after the 16th, we will not be having these sessions.
No,
anymore.
I just added a bunch. It's going to continue on.
No.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
I think I sent a message this morning that I moved it up for like, I don't know, another 3 months or something.
Oh, God, good. You can't just leave us like this now. Okay.
No,
Thanks.
no, it's continuing on Monday through Friday.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. It's been a pleasure spending this time with you. And I really look forward to seeing what kinds of cool stuff you guys end up accomplishing in 2021. And by the way, you could accomplish a lot in a week before that. Absolutely. But 2021, that'll be a big enough, long enough stretch of time if you guys, to really see some cool things happen. So at least for me, I want to know about them. When you guys have cool stuff happen, please share. All right, you guys, you have an amazing, wonderful, awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you,
Kevin,
everybody.
bye.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.